Oh no!
My arm's getting tired. Hey everyone, Robbie the Painter here. Welcome back to a different kind of episode. You know, I'm Robbie the Painter, but we're not doing a painting. We're building a waterfall and pond and stream and all that. Right now we're working on building a boulder, a handmade boulder from scratch. And if you just watched How to Build a Boulder Part 1, we were doing the framework. And I kind of want to take you guys out here and show you, I did some stuff off camera. I took pictures, but I didn't shoot video. And I don't know how much video I'm going to be able to shoot today. The wind's kind of blowing. It's also a Saturday and there's a lot of traffic up here on our mountain, which is normally quiet. I'll show you the still shots of what I was doing on the framework. And then I started sheathing the outside of the boulder with old plywood. And so far this is a cheap build because scrap wood, scrap plywood. A lot of people have, you know, an old shed that was torn down and that, and you've got parts and pieces, and it's sitting in the yard, and you're like, oh, I'm going to haul that to the dump. Maybe you can turn it into something. I'm just saying. I'm not saying anything, but I'm just saying. And even though this isn't a painting episode, when we're done with the boulder, putting the mortar on the outside, we got to put the wire on it, and then mortar, hand applied mortar. Somebody's gonna have to paint it, you know. I might know a guy. I might know a guy that might be able to paint this boulder when we're done. So I'm excited about it. Hope you guys are too. If you learned something, you want to use this and, you know, build something in your own yard for not much money. The most expensive thing is gonna probably be the mortar. I think the mortar is probably gonna be the most expensive. Bags of mortar, it's gonna take a lot to, this is a pretty big boulder. And that I don't think the paint's going to be very much. I'm using hardware cloth, not chicken wire. Hardware cloth has the smaller squares so the mortar doesn't all fall through the wire as we're putting it on there. And that'll be on the next episode. Today I'm going to show you, I'm going to finish up the plywood sheathing. So I'm going to walk around this giant monstrosity of a boulder and show you where we're at. This is the front. There's the top up there where the water's going to spill out. And I'm still figuring out what that's going to look like and how it's all going to come together. But as we walk around, you can see the plywood sheathing that I've just cut odd shapes, triangles, rectangles, octagons, you know, all kinds of different shapes, and covered it. And then here's this cool door that I built, and I knew when I decided it was going to be a ginormous boulder that I was going to have access inside in case the line ever broke that's coming from the pump and I needed to repair. Let me open this up here. The cool thing is when this all gets sheathed in here, it's like a little man cave. So, you know, if I need to hide out or escape, I come in here and I hide. And nobody can find me. I just close the door. I'll be inside the waterfall. Anyway, let's come back out the door. Come back out. And let's walk around here. Over here is the part that's not finished yet. So, and in a couple of spots, I made a shelf, what's gonna be like a little seating area on the boulder that you can sit down. This needs to be covered. This here at the bottom needs to be covered. So what we're going to be doing is cutting pieces of press board, plywood, whatever you've got that's scrap, and attaching to the rest of this framework. And then when we're done with that, with all the plywood, that's probably going to be the end of part 2. Part 3 will be putting wire over the entire thing, that hardware cloth, and we'll attach that. Part 4 is going to be the mortar, hand applying the mortar, and that's going to be that'll be fun. You know what, I'm so excited about this whole thing. It's a lot of work. It's a huge project, but I don't care, because I have it pictured in my mind when the water's coming out, what it's going to look like, and the stream, and you know, the bridge that I built that's over there, the water's going to flow underneath that bridge and into a deeper pond, and hopefully I'll have fish. You know, this is going to be a stream with rocks in it, and that the flagstone that's over there is going to continue on the other side of the bridge. So when you walk across the bridge, you're going to be on flagstone. I've been multitasking besides doing, my microphone's getting the wind blown. Besides doing painting episodes and building on a waterfall, I'm also doing this white vinyl farm fencing, and I started digging holes and sinking the posts in concrete, and I ran out of money and materials and fencing and that, so I got to save my money up till I can do that. And I thought, why not work on the waterfall project? I've got all the scrap wood, doesn't cost me anything. All I have to do is just some little bit of creativity, thinking about what I want it to look like, and that's all it's costing me is creativity. So anyway, let's get started, cut some pieces, get those screwed on to the to this area here. We're almost done with this. I also have to do something on the top, and I'm not sure I like the shape of the top yet, so I may change that. I may add some more structure to that, but let's get these cut. So I had to quit working on the waterfall because we got a summer thunderstorm in July in the mountains, which is not unusual. They're just happening less and less anymore. But yeah, it was raining harder than this just a few minutes ago. So I brought all my tools underneath my front porch, and we're just going to wait out the storm. Maybe get back to it today. If it's too muddy, probably going to film tomorrow. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But this is cool. I love a summer storm. Not while I'm trying to film, but you know, we need it.